Hello, my name is Troy Farah. My family has owned the Capitol Theater building for 30 years. We've invested 2 generations of energy into restoring and preserving this wonderful building.
On the day the Capitol Theater in Flint, Michigan opened in 1927, the announcement was as follows.
Welcome to the Capitol Theater, a touch of Italy transferred in its seductive charms to the city of Flint. Here, ancient culture and art rub shoulders with the ultra-modern art of the cinema.
This greeting to Flint couldn't have been more true. The Capitol entertained residents for many decades and brought architecture and style to downtown Flint unrivaled by anything the city had ever seen. The Capitol Theater was designed by John Eberson, a prominent architect of atmospheric theaters. The Capitol is designed to resemble an Italian garden. Many atmospheric attributes once existed, including stars in the ceiling, a sunrise and sunset effect, clouds, and doves. The building consists of a 2,000-seat theater surrounded by 25,000 square feet of office and retail space. The lower level includes 30,000 square feet of versatile space, originally housing a bowling alley, billiard hall, and diner.
The Movie Palace is really a uniquely American building type. It's not a building type that was invented in Europe or some other place that was imported to America. It was something that grew up in America and lived for a very narrow era. The first buildings that were designed in this phenomena of this type were really done in the early 1920s, and they really vanished with the advent of the Depression in 1930. So you're looking at about a 10-year window of development. The designer of movie palaces in the United States were actually kind of in 2 genres. One dealt with hard hat classical theaters, and one dealt with the atmospheric style. And that latter style was invented by John Eberson, who was probably the most famous of all the designers of the American movie palaces, and he designed the Capitol Theater in Flint. So you have in this community a true treasure. You have a unique building type, but you also have a theater designed by the greatest architect of this building type, right at the tipping point to talking movies and in the apex of style of the atmospheric theater, which was simulating an outdoor environment, kind of an environment al fresco for the enjoyment of theater. So it is one of the great treasures in America, and it is probably the greatest unrestored movie palace in the United States.
Downtown Flint has undergone a resurgence of redevelopment activity. Uptown Developments, a for-profit, nonprofit joint venture, has redeveloped several buildings into loft-style apartments, office, retail space, and restaurants. In the last 5 years, downtown Flint has been the beneficiary of over $120 million of new construction and renovations. Citizens of Flint and Genesee County are flocking back into downtown Flint, thanks to events such as the world-renowned Crim Festival of Races, Back to the Bricks, one of the largest classic car shows in the nation, its 2-wheeled counterpart, Bikes on the Bricks, gallery-to-gallery art walks, fine dining, music, and more. Flint is clearly becoming a destination city for a variety of special events, cultural opportunities, and entertainment. And the timing for reopening the Capitol Theater couldn't be better. Driven by changes in the auto industry, Flint's forward-thinking public and private master planners have successfully been transitioning from a car town to a college town. To accommodate this growing demand, just in the last 4 years, 3 new dorm and apartment facilities have opened downtown, all 100% leased with waiting lists. These include the new First Street Resident Hall, opened in 2008, offering 320 rooms on the edge of the U of M Flint campus. The Riverfront Residence Hall, a $20 million renovation of the former Hyatt Regency Hotel, which opened in the fall of 2009, with 550 beds. And the Durant Housing Complex, a former historic hotel which opened in 2010 with 93 units, retaining the 400-seat ballroom for dozens of weddings and special events. In total, over 2,000 students now live in downtown Flint, with more student housing planned.
It is very important for us to have a vibrant downtown, and I think it is also very important for downtown to have so many students living right here in the heart of Flint. I think it's symbolic to have the Capitol Theater again being one of the main artistic and entertainment venues in this city. It's a beautiful building. It's in the best possible location within the city and within the region. If we have 2,000 students living here, they will need to have places where they are entertained. And the university also has a number of activities for which we need space of a size and a type that we don't have on campus right now. We would love to have the Capitol Theater available to us.
The Flint location is unique and strategic. It is unique because it's located at the crossroads of the major Southeast Michigan highways, US 23, I-75, and I-69. This location offers immediate access to the greater Detroit market that continues to push northward and closer to Flint. The target audience of the Capitol Theater is located within a 60-mile radius of downtown Flint. This area includes Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, Port Huron, Pontiac, Ann Arbor, Lansing, and Detroit. The population within this target area is over 6 million. The DTE Energy Music Theater is located only 25 miles south of the Capitol Theater on I-75 in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The Capitol Theater shares the same demographic as DTE. DTE is the most attended amphitheater in the world for the 20th consecutive year and was listed as the 4th highest drawing concert venue in the world of any type, according to Pollster magazine. In addition, live theaters of all sizes are booming in the region, according to a September 2012 Crain's Business magazine issue. It was reported that, while artists, record labels, and studios struggled to replace the revenue once filled by CD sales, live music venues are growing. Also boding well for the Capitol Theater, Tom Wilson, president of Olympia Entertainment, which manages the Fox Theater, Joe Louis Arena, and Comerica Park, reported a 40% increase in corporate events over just the past 2 years. The Flint Bishop Airport is another perfect example of the strength of this unique and strategic location. Bishop's success is due to its ability to tap into this tremendous demographic within its 60-mile radius.
When you look at this airport and you look at its location, that has a lot to do with our success.
According to a recent survey, 34% of Bishop passengers work in Oakland County, compared to 38% who work in Genesee County.
With the tremendous growth of Oakland County over the last decade, more and more of our traffic is coming from outside of our county down into the Oakland County area. And then we actually attract passengers from all over Michigan.
The Capitol Theater will also experience remarkable success by tapping into this incredible demographic. Most recently, the Capitol Theater was a successfully operated venue from 1987 through 1995. Nearly all shows performing in the Capitol Theater exceeded national tour averages, including many sold-out shows. Ticket sales were tracked on Ticketmaster and proved that customers were traveling from all cities within the 60-mile radius to attend performances at the Capitol. Shows were produced and promoted with nationally prominent promoters, including Cellar Door Productions, Ritual Entertainment, Belkin Productions, and many others.
The Capitol Theater in Flint was one of the great movie palaces in the U.S. and was the spot for entertainment in its region in the 1920s. It's currently dark. It's an unperforming asset, an unutilized asset, sitting in the middle of downtown Flint with great potential. What could it be? It could be an alternative performance venue complementing the other performing assets in Flint, and it could be used for a wide variety of things. As we outlined in our report, it will house a number of performing events that don't currently occur in the Flint area. Everything from music to popular entertainment to being a venue for local universities as well as for local community organizations. And we imagine it as a place that could be used 150 to 200 nights a year, and perhaps attracting up to 150,000 people a year to that spot in downtown Flint.
Well, obviously it's the capstone of the whole rebuilding and revitalization. We need activities for people to come downtown.
It takes a complex and creates more activity on the sidewalk than any other use or building we could possibly imagine being developed in the downtown area, more than any restaurant could provide, or any office building could possibly provide, or a hotel, or all of those buildings in combination could not put 150,000 people a year on the street. What would that mean for community confidence? What would it mean for the excitement of people to return to downtown and see Flint as it could have been in the 1930s? We have restored now more than 75 movie palaces across the United States. All of them are open. All of them are successful. Each of them has transformed downtown and created community entertainment and quality of life that had never existed prior to the resurrection and restoration of these movie palaces. So we're encouraging those stakeholders in Flint, those supporters, to step forward and embrace the great potential of the Capitol Theater and help us get this project implemented.